Ladies and gentlemen, it's happened. We knew it was going to happen. We've won promotion. We've won League 2. We are back. 4 promotions in 5 years. Today, we wrap up the League 2 season, taking on Mansfield in second. We have already set a record points total in this division, 111 points. I want to extend that a little bit further today. As well as that, we've got the standard end of season wrap up. We're also going to take a look at all the different winners of cups, awards, trophies, just everything that's been going on in the world of Park to Prem. We're 8 seasons in now. A lot has changed. Before we get started though, we've got to drop that intro, get the match over and done with, and then we can take a look to the season upcoming. I'm excited. Yes, folks, how's it going and welcome back. Today we are wrapping up season number 8 of Park to Prem. We could recap all the matches since you were last here, but to be honest, it's just been a load of wins. We already knew the league was wrapped up. The league has continued to be wrapped up. We have gone on a long unbeaten run all the way back to when we lost against Chesterfield on the 21st of February. Of course, last time we were here, we were taking on Port Vale. So yeah, lots of football played, but ultimately it's kind of just been one of those seasons where everything's wrapped up nice and early. There's not been any drama. You can see we are 18 points clear at the top of the table. We've been the dominant force in the division. Going forward, we've looked great. Defensively, we've looked really solid as well. McDonald has 25 clean sheets in 45 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. Elsewhere, Stephen Gold leads the assist charts. And while when it comes to the league top goal scorers, Gold has 24, Nesbitt has 25, John Selby, who is top, has 28. So there is a chance, maybe, if Nesbitt or Gold could go absolutely crazy today, one of them does end up being the top goal scorer. What I will say is they are the top 2 strikers for expected goals, so you could probably make an argument they've underperformed a little bit. You can see here they have the highest expected goals, they have the highest numbers of shots. Simply put, opposition teams haven't been able to contain us this year. Of course, this final game of the season is against the team in second, a game that could have had a spicy kind of end to things had it been a little bit closer at the top. But as things stand, we go into this game knowing that Gold and Nesbitt have this very slim chance at the top goal scorer. Really, we'd like to see Gold get an assist or two to make sure he can get the award for most assists this year. He has been absolutely top draw for us this year. I've heard whispers, people suggesting maybe he won't be able to do it in League 1. I can tell you here, right now, he will get a chance to do it in League 1. In terms of team news, currently Thomas Sang is out injured, and I did also opt to loan out Ibrahim just to end the season, just because he wasn't playing a load of first-team football for us, and Solihull Moors came in with our promotion pretty much guaranteed. It just kind of felt like it made sense to loan him out. Unfortunately, injuries have left us a little light at centre-mid during the season, but it hasn't impacted the league form too drastically. And well, when it comes to the team selection for today's game, it's just the full-strength team with Dylan Crowe at right back. This may be Dylan Crowe's final ever game. His contract is up at the end of the season. I've not offered him an extension yet. Apparently he's got Vanarama National League North/South quality. I know the fan club's going to hate it if I don't extend his contract. Maybe we'll do it. If he gets an assist today, I'll give him a new contract. That's my promise. We'll see if he can do it. So let's get into this. We're at home. Mansfield, a good team, but like us, they are already promoted. That's already been sorted as far as they're concerned. So 2 teams with not a great deal on the line. Of course, Dylan Crowe playing for a new contract now. And of course, Stephen Gold, as I mentioned, I want to say the Golden Boot, but it's not called the Golden Boot. What do you get for being the top assister in the league? I don't even know what you'd call it, really. Is it the Golden Ball? No, I don't. Answers on a postcard. What does the League 2 top assister get? I mean, the reality is they probably get absolutely nothing, and it's just a bit sad. But look, we'll see. We'll see. If Gold can get it, it would be really, really nice, because he has had doubters over the last season or two. I feel like he's shut a lot of them down, and whilst the goal scoring hasn't been amazing compared to his XG, his overall contribution really can't be underestimated. Anyway, Riches is through the middle, forcing a save out of Sims. Early on, got Mansfield on the back foot. Corner on this near side for Mansfield. They're going to get it to McGuinness, and then Shotton is going to head it goalwards from point-blank range for his first goal of the season. 26 minutes gone here. I want to end things on a high. I want to get as many points as possible for the record books. And, well, despite a couple of chances, we've not taken them. And now, suddenly, Mansfield have the lead. 1-0, 26 minutes gone. Lots of football still to be played. Dylan Crowe throwing it down the line to Nesbitt. I'm sure the fan club want to see him get the ball in like that, and he's got an assist. I've got to give him a contract. Stephen Gould has scored, by the way, and it might be the first ever Stephen Gould goal that I've not really celebrated. I realise I've called Stephen Gould Stephen Goal there. Surprised I've not done that more often. The amount of goals he scores is a thunderous header. Dylan Crowe got the assist. Can you see the physical pain I'm in? Right, can we give a player a contract during a game? I wonder. Dylan Crowe, new contract, squad player. Yeah, here you go, mate. I'm handing him an envelope from the sideline. I'll make it a 2-year deal as well. What am I doing? It's 1-1. I don't really feel like celebrating, but we could get another goal here. Stephen Gould looking for assists, really, unless he scores 4 that could make him the top goal scorer in the league. Feels unlikely he's going to score a hat-trick in the second half, but weirder things have happened, and who knows, maybe he won't need a hat-trick in the second half if he gets another one here. Martinez wins the ball for us, gives it to Stephen Gould, could play in Nesbitt, does play in Nesbitt, and Nesbitt fluffs his lines. Nesbitt, of course, also looking for a hat-trick for the top goal scorer. There was a point, actually, going into the end of the season where I thought we might have 2 strikers battling for the golden boot, and perhaps they just wouldn't pass to one another because they're selfishly looking to get the individual award. Either way, we've had chances. We've missed them to end the half. It's still 1-1. I'm getting shouty. I want to win this game. Coming up to the hour mark here, could look to make some changes. I'm trying to think what we would do. Maybe bringing in Duffy for Riches is the play. I feel like this year Riches hasn't done an amazing amount for us. He's not been the inspirational centre attacking mid who single-handedly carries a team with his creativity. That is for certain. And well, we might need some creativity, especially if Mansfield gets a goal here. Williams on the far side, plays it down to Dixon Peters inside. And that was all very, very simple, wasn't it? They carve us through the middle, find the back of the net. Williams with the ball through, Dixon Peters inside, first time finish. McDonald can't get down to his left. And that's 2-1. Right, we're going to bring in Duffy for Riches. Elsewhere, Butterworth's not played amazingly. I'm going to bring in Maitland. And you know what? Because I can, I'm just bringing in Jones at centre mid. He's played a little bit more this tail end of the year. I feel like we have to keep this run of games in the first team going. So let's give him a 12th appearance for the season, the centre mid. Who knows, maybe he can be the inspirational player that we need in the middle. We have had the better XG here. We have had the better chances, but we've not really taken any of them that have come our way. And Mansfield have looked very, very clinical when going forward. And well, they might look clinical going forward again here because we're carved through the middle. Again, it's down our right side. Dylan Crowe beaten by Dixon Peters, who then gets another assist. And can I retract the contract offer? I can't do it now, can I? I can't retract it. I've committed to it. What I will say is Dylan Crowe twice has been bullied by Dixon Peters, and it's ended up with the ball in the back of the net. For all the assists he gets, he is an absolute liability defensively. I feel like we've seen the duality of Dylan Crowe today. All that's missing is a red card for him. I've gone a little bit more direct with the passing, trying to get the ball forward a little bit more to end this game, but it's hard to put up a fight. It's hard to want to drastically resist this result in a bizarre way. I'm almost willing to accept our fate. We've already won the league. This game didn't matter anyway. As long as Gould still has the most assists, I don't care what happens. Right, blow the whistle, ref. We don't need to play 3 minutes of added time, do we? The season's over. We've won the league. Well done, Mansfield. Enjoy your evening. You're still second best in the league behind us. That was actually disappointing. I'm trying to hide some pain a little bit here. So it is official. We've won the league. £25,000 paid. Thank you, EFL, for that incredible prize money that solves all of our financial problems. I have nothing to worry about. Everything is absolutely fine. It's not fine. There is quite a lot of debt now. So with that, the season is done. Dylan Crowe's getting a new contract. Did Gould end up with the most assists in the league? No. Hutchinson overtook him on the final day of the season. I mean, I guess that's by virtue of the fact he's played fewer games. I just feel a little bit sad inside. Nesbitt couldn't get top goal scorer. He did get joint second, to be fair. At least on the average ratings, we dominated things. I mean, that is actually crazy. 5 of our players, the top 5 performers in the league. I suppose that is why we've ended up running away with the title. Anyway, we have got the end of season review, a blast of colour in my face, the confetti is falling, and it is falling because, of course, we are the League 2 winners. In a season where we didn't make a load of transfers, I do feel like the transfers that we made had a pretty significant impact, especially the likes of Nesbitt, who ended up being second top goal scorer in the league. To pick him up on a free, to pick him up from a team 2 divisions below us, and to then see him step up and be one of the standout League 2 strikers was really, really cool to see this year. Elsewhere, McDonald ended up winning signing of the season. I feel like he won't get as much credit as he deserves here, McDonald, but a 7.18 rating, 46 games played, 25 clean sheets. That's pretty blooming impressive. And whilst he didn't get any super standout player of the match performances, when he was called upon, by and large, he stopped stuff. And I think that's kind of shown by just a crazy, crazy average rating for a player who has been, well, thrown in at the deep end to an extent, climbed up through the leagues with us picking him up, moved up 3 divisions, and a bit like Nesbitt, just kind of proved his worth, I feel like. He's not the most crazy overall goalkeeper, but he's got good aerial reach, good handling, great shot stopping, really. I mean, look, 15 for handling on one-on-ones is top quality. 13 reflexes, good distribution. Yes, he's not the most commanding. Yes, he's not good at communicating, but he's our goalkeeper, and he's the kind of player who I feel really confident, to be honest, in keeping faith with going into League 1. Elsewhere on the ins, Terry Taylor had a standout season at centre-back, a 7.35 rating for him, and Bird should be somewhere. Sammy Bird, one of my favourite players, now officially a centre-back, everyone. They've added it to his job title, so it is now official. Signed for £1,400, a real rotation option this year. Filled in at right-back, filled in at centre-back, 7.34 rating. I'm a big fan. I might start my own Sam Bird fan club just to spite the Dylan Crowe fan club. Show that Bird is the better Bird and that Crowe... I mean, Crows just aren't cool birds, are they? Let's be honest. Over on the outs, I guess the most significant of our sales was Nathan Harker, who of course went to Nottingham Forest. He played 25 games in the Championship. Unsurprisingly, for a man who wasn't very good in the National League, he also wasn't very good in the Championship. In fact, it's mental that he's played games in the Championship this year. He came on off the bench 4 times as a goalkeeper. Did Forest's other goalkeeper just keep getting injured? Ah, interesting. Forest signed Van der Voort, but they signed him and he's ineligible to play for them this year because he'd already played for 2 teams. That strikes me as the kind of error that a human manager would make. To sign the same player who's already played for 2 clubs. Either way, Forest did it, and then their other goalkeeper, El Mash, I don't know if that's how you'd say his name, he broke his finger, he broke his ankle, he gashed his head, he's just very accident prone. I mean, I'm beginning to see why Harker had to play for them so much. Of course, the other big sale of note really this year was Cannonier, who wasn't a shining light for us, I felt like, in the National League, so I was kind of happy to sell him on. Sold him for 130k. He got 12 goals in 32 games for AFC Wimbledon, which is actually not too bad a contribution, really. We've already looked at it a little bit today, but just to remind you, we finished top of the league. Look at that league table. It is very, very pretty. An average home attendance of 99%. A+ was the kind of board review. In the FA Cup, we made it to the 4th round. That was cool, wasn't it? The EFL Cup, we got knocked out in the 1st round. We don't talk about that. And in the EFL Trophy, we bottled it against Mansfield on penalties, just like we bottled it against them today in the league. From a kind of financial point of view, reputation's on the up. Financially, we made a little bit of more money in everything except matchday income. That by virtue of the fact we didn't make as much due to the FA Cup stuff going on. In terms of the team that we lined up this year, this is apparently the kind of dream 11 of sorts. A sea of green in the average rating is always nice to see. I always feel like it's a bit dissatisfactory if one player doesn't have a green rating. What I will say is Josh Eccles managed it with a 7.00, so he just about scraped in. In terms of my own personal performance, I was bloody brilliant this year. 4 player of the matches, fans player of the season, Stephen Gold, young player of the season, Stephen Gold. You can see all the other award winners here. It was the Stephen Gold show. He has set the record and continues to set the record for most league goals at the club. His total now sits at 168. Yeah, he's not done bad, has he, over 5 years, really, for a man with 4 finishing to score 168 goals in 207 games. In fact, even this year, he got 40 goal contributions in 44 games. So if anyone thought he was reaching his ceiling, maybe he wouldn't be able to do it at League 2. I feel like he has kind of silenced the doubters this year. So of course, we are now going into the Sky Bet League One, which is uncharted territory, much like this year was for FC United. Board expectation, fight bravely against relegation. Given the way in which we've won League Two, to be honest, I want to try and fight for the playoffs next year. We have been given our kind of wage budget and transfer budget for the season. In terms of transfer budget, there is no transfer budget. In terms of wage budget, we have actually been given about £16,000 excess to bring in players. Right now, our biggest earners are on kind of £2,000. So realistically, we could be looking at maybe signing 5 to 8 new first-team players really on £2,000 a week with the money that's been given. In terms of the other kind of vision bits and bobs, nothing new going on here. Attacking football, possession football, entertaining football, high-tempo pressing football. They don't ask for a lot, do they, the ownership? I'm confident we can deliver it all, so we're just going to hit accept on that. So going into next season, what is the plan of attack? Where do I want to change things? Well, I already talked about the fact I'm very, very happy with Mitchell McDonald in goal. At centre-back, Terry Taylor has been promoted from League One before. He was promoted from League One with Plymouth. So I feel like we can keep faith with him. As for Quansah, I'll be honest, Quansah has not improved as a footballer really in the last year. I feel like he's kind of hit his potential ability. So we can't expect massive improvement from here. At 26 years old, he's still a fairly useful squad player. In fact, this year in the league, he was still very, very solid. But potentially we have to look at a longer-term Quansah replacement. At right back and left back, Regan Booty is 31 now. Got 1 year left on his contract. I've got reservations over how much he's going to be able to do it next year. From a defensive point of view, I think he is lacking a little bit. And whilst he's been able to mask over those cracks, I feel like, and paper over them with his assists and his ability going forward, as of course we naturally step up and come up against better attackers, quicker attackers, that defending is going to become more important. Thomas Sang over on the other side, currently out with a thigh strain for 3 to 5 weeks. He has an issue with injuries, and that has plagued him a little bit as of late. Had a hip injury and missed 2 months, currently out with a thigh strain and is going to miss a good month or so with that. Realistically speaking, with 1 year left on his contract, but his value fairly high, if I got a bid in the region of £1 million, I'd have to look to accept it. I feel like I said that last year, and to be honest, there was absolutely no interest shown in him. So that is maybe something where, if the right offer comes along, we'll look to move him on. At 29, he's not getting any younger. His physicals are not amazing with all the injuries he's had. I do have maybe some concerns there. So maybe new wing-backs are on the kind of shopping list for this year. In terms of in the final third, I like Nesbitt, I like Gold, and I like Maitland. Now, do we need a fourth striker, or can I just kind of stick it out with the Three Musketeers? I guess that's something that I've got to decide this year. I do feel like in general, we've got enough quality between those three to get the goals to stay up. It's about how much I want to be ambitious going into next year. If I am talking about the playoffs, we are maybe going to need to get in a new goal scorer of some kind. Of course, we've got players like Joe Duffy, who I think are more than capable of doing it at League One level. Duffy was keeping Cannonier out of the first team last year. Cannonier this year got 13 goals for Wimbledon in League One. I'd like to think, using a little bit of logic, that Joe Duffy, as a result, is ready-made for this division. Similarly, with players like Darren Richards, I look at him, and whilst he's not really improved as much as perhaps I would have liked him to improve over the last year, in fact, you could maybe start to guess he may be reaching his potential, and this potential ability that we see up here is just a bit of a lie. But I do feel like Richards and Duffy are probably good enough there. Midfield, question marks maybe. Butterworth as the captain, maybe a player I'd keep around for another year. I do feel like we need a bit of an upgrade at centre mid. Miguel Martinez, I talked about it earlier, but he's a good player. I don't feel like he's had these massive, massive improvements that I was perhaps hoping he'd have over 12 months of regular first-team football. So again, yeah, I think centre mids, I think wing-backs is probably the area where we're most in need of new players. Generally speaking, though, we've done so well in League 2 this year. I don't want to disrupt things too much by adding in a load of new players. Given the board's expectations, I think a lot of our transfer business is really going to be dictated around what is available on the market within our asking price. And of course, with absolutely no transfer budget, we are, again, largely going to be looking at 3 players this coming year. Anyway, to wrap up the video, I wanted to take a look at the lie of the land, what has been going on in the world of football over 8 years of Park to Prem. Now, inevitably, I can't cover everything in a load of detail, and also right now, not all the league seasons are wrapped up. But as you can see here in the Premier League, Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester United battling it out at the top of the table, separated by 2 points. In terms of previous winners, it's been kind of the Chelsea and Liverpool show over the last couple of years. Man City occasionally getting in on the action. Manchester United have been off the pace, but they are doing well this year. You can see Erling Haaland, top goal scorer for Liverpool at the moment. Kai Havertz right up there, with the highest average rating of 7.62. Yeah, I think he's a pretty significant contributor to the success that Chelsea are having this year. Just to look at the leagues above us, this is the Sky Bet Championship. Pause the video, have a look through, see if you can spot the team that you support at home. I don't think there's too many crazy, weird teams in the division at the moment. You know, in previous FMs, occasionally you'd see teams tumble down the leagues, but in modern football, with all the money Premier League teams have, usually they just yo-yo back and forth, at least for the first decade or so of Football Manager. And of course, just having a look at League One, which we are going into, you can see the league table here. Wrexham, Shrewsbury, Walsall and Accrington Stanley all going down. FC Wimbledon, who have Cannoneer, stayed up by the skin of their teeth. So they got a little bit fortunate, to say the least. At the top of the table, Peterborough, who we knocked out in the FA Cup. Let's not forget that. They are the champions. Over in the Champions League, the final this year is being contested between Manchester United and PSG. You can see here in terms of past winners, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. PSG have officially won the Champions League. It's happened. Hell may well be freezing over now. Elsewhere, you can see the previous winners. Bayern Munich winning it, PSG. I mean, yeah, look, we're only 8 years in the future. Not a lot's changed. It's still just all the big teams winning stuff. Maybe we'll be the team to come along in a few years and upset all of this. I say in a few years. Probably in like 5 years, 10 years, probably nearer 10 years, really. Just have a quick look at the Europa League and Conference League. You can see the past winners here. Newcastle and Liverpool doing battle in the final. In terms of recent winners, dominated by a lot of English teams, although Milan winning it most recently. And over in the Conference League, some slightly different teams. Tottenham, well done Tottenham, you've won some European competitions. Unfortunately, it's the Conference League. I have noticed here, Wolves are playing Arsenal in the final, but Wolves have been relegated from the Premier League. So it'd be a bit weird, because if Wolves win this final against Arsenal, they will get a Europa League spot whilst also playing in the Championship. I don't suppose Wolves are going to sack their manager anytime soon, are they? That would be a really interesting job if they could win and then sack their manager. I mean, it's very unlikely, I feel like, because Fredriksson's only just come in. But, I mean, weirder things have happened. There's not many jobs I feel like I'd leave FC United for. I mean, they probably wouldn't even give me the job. Maybe I'm just getting carried away. That'd be a fun save game. Does anyone else play Football Manager and just look at scenarios and think to themselves, that would be fun? I tend to do that a lot. When it comes to World Cups, it's coming home, everyone. It's coming home. England won in Qatar. Spain won the USA. Mexico, Canada joint hosted competition in 2026. The next World Cup is being hosted by Spain, who were the past winners. In terms of the Euros, I mean, congratulations, Norway. Yeah, Norway managed to win the Euros. And then in the final, Spain beat England 7-1. I mean, I feel sad, and it's not even a real thing that's happened. Imagine getting battered 7-1 in the final. I don't know if that's worse or better than losing on penalties to Italy. Let me know if you're English. Would you rather endure what we endured in real life or just watch England get battered by Spain? I would love to know. And just to wrap things up, we will look at the World Award winners, where, as you can see here, Kylian Mbappe and Haaland are just kind of having their own little battle for the Goal 50 award. Also, Lorenzo Luca in this save game, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, literally bonkers. Starts age 20. I don't know if I've ever seen him be this good in Football Manager. I know he can be very good. This feels like one of the best versions I've seen of him. Please let me know if you've seen better. He has gone to Bayern Munich and basically become their Lewandowski replacement. And it just reminds me that the world isn't fair, really, that this man exists in Football Manager. With that jumping reach, with his heading, I mean, how does he compare with Stephen Gold? Should we just compare? Yeah, okay, Stephen Gold, not got a little way to go, Stevie. But maybe he can get as good as Luca one day. In terms of Ballon d'Ors, Haaland has done quite well. Lukaku's chipped in, and Camavinga won it most recently. He has become a bit of a legend at Real Madrid. I feel like in a lot of save games, I've seen Camavinga be a Madrid legend or just get transfer listed by them. In this one, he's managed to win a Ballon d'Or from centre mid. 16 goals, 18 assists. I mean, fair play, really. That's silly. That's actually mad. And in terms of the overall World 11, this is the best squad of the best players who, of course, have existed over 8 years of this save game. Dominated by Liverpool players. Alisson in there, Kimmich, Ruben Dias, of course, Van Dijk. Theo Hernandez has ended up at Liverpool in this save game. He's a rather good left-back, in case you didn't know. Camavinga, Gravenberch, Pedri, Salah, Mbappe, Haaland, of course. No regens yet. We're not quite in the regen age of Football Manager, but some of the numbers of these players have been mad. I think it goes without saying, with all his Ballon d'Or wins, Haaland probably is the world's best player. He's got 26 goals this season in the Premier League, and he is absolutely ridiculous, and I just feel sad. I mean, imagine having Haaland and Lorenzo Luca in the same team. That is like the thing of nightmares, isn't it? Anyway, that is a little overview of what's been going on in the world of Football Manager in this save game. I know we've not really done that with this series. Sometimes I think it's nice just to give you an overview of the lie of the land. If you've got any specific requests for things you'd like to see, I'm more than happy to cover them. What I do is I do them over on Discord. If you go to the Discord server, which is linked below the videos, it's in the description always. Discord, by the way, is a bit like Skype. It's a bit like Teams, but for communities. It's like an online social platform. You don't have to download it. You can just load it in your browser and make an account. But we have a server. You can go in there. There is the Park to Prem chat. And if you've got any stuff that you'd like me to check, be that specific teams, league tables, all that jazz, I can cover that stuff there. Just to end today's video, we will just have a really, really quick look at Three Bridges, who this year finished 14th in the Isthmian League. Yeah, they are now just a mid-table team that aren't very good. You know what? I kind of just feel sad for them, really. Eppel as well, still their key player. He's not great, is he? One other thing just to be aware of before we go, I am going to have to remove some of the regional leagues here in Football Manager. At the moment, I've just removed the County League, but I might remove the Regional Premier and Regional First Divisions. That does mean that Three Bridges will fall below the playable leagues, but because with these leagues active, you're basically loading up 20 to 30 extra divisions. Now that we're 8 years into the future, they are starting to slow down the game quite a lot. It's becoming longer to continue between clicks, just because there's lots of extra leagues and extra bits of history the game has to process. So as a result, I'm probably going to remove them. What that does mean is that we can't really check on Three Bridges anymore, which I appreciate for some of you will be heartbreaking. I promise you'll get over it, I hope. But anyway, gang, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. If you've got until the end of the video, let me know who your favourite player of the series has been so far. Mine, unsurprisingly, Stephen Gold. I mean, can anyone else really compete? I'm not sure they can. I know there's someone going, Aaron Ben, stop being a hipster. He's got nothing on Stephen Gold. Yeah, chat, let me know down in the comments. It also lets me know that you've got to the end of the videos. When I do these longer recap videos, I do question how many people actually get to the end. So if you're one such person, prove to me your existence by writing Stephen Gold's name, because that is the correct answer to the who is the best player in this save game question, in my opinion. And my opinion's all that matters, right? Right? Have a lovely weekend. I will see you on Monday for the start of season number 9. We're going to be in League 1. I've got to get busy in the market. I'll see you then. Take care. Have a lovely few days. And yeah, try not to get too many withdrawal symptoms. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.